Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, THRASH99, back here with the newest episode of Thrash Reviews, where I review new upcoming hard rock and heavy metal albums in the calendar year of 2016. And, oh gosh, I am reviewing the newest release from Drowning Pool called Hallelujah. For those who don't know, Drowning Pool is a band that formed in the late 1990s, early 2000s, and they got a lot of buzz from their first record, Sinner, which I was a big fan of. That was alternative metal at probably its most extreme at the time, with the vocals and just the heaviness of the music. And it was a great album. You had the classic tracks like Bodies and Tearaway, but you even had some other underrated tracks like Sermon and stuff like that that were really good. But then after that, I mean, it is unfortunate what happened to their original lead singer Dave Williams in 2002, rest in peace. But in my opinion, he was what made Drowning Pool what they were. But then after that, like, it just seemed like their albums just gradually got worse and worse and worse, to the point where it almost feels like I'm forcing myself to review this album, because I went through it all, and I gotta be honest with you, this album was a hot bunch of garbage. But to do it as professional as possible without losing my shit over here, just overall with this album, that's why this review's so short, is because honestly there was hardly anything that had musical value to this album whatsoever. You know, with tracks like By the Blood, Hell to Pay, and Goddamn Vultures Meet the Bullet, just, I mean, the guitars aren't that bad, and the drumming, like, I enjoyed the drum work on this album, like, because I am learning to be a drummer. The drumming wasn't so bad, it was just the flows of the guitars and the songwriting just felt so predictable. And to me, the thing that really messed this album up was the lyrics. The lyric writing on this album was absolutely atrocious. You know, the song Meet the Bullet, you start off with a parody of, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Instead it says, if you're crazy and you know it, shoot yourself. Like, what? Are you... Like, just listening to the song really... this song reminds me of the song Boots and Blood by Five Finger Death Punch, which came out last year. And oh my god, that song is a song I don't want to remember or ever listen to ever again. And that's how I feel with this song, Meet the Bullet. It was just a bunch of hunk of garbage. The one song that I can give a bit of credit to on this album is the song Another Name. This track sort of reminded me of the song 37 Stitches off Full Circle, which was one of their last good tracks. This song wasn't completely bad. It was actually a decent song that sort of brings out the band's influence of Alice in Chains and Nirvana and stuff like that. But still, one tiny, like, piece of bronze in the rough isn't gonna save this album. To me, this album, from top to bottom, just felt boring, uninspired, and generic. The band attempted at certain points to stay back in that alternative metal realm, as well as cross over into metalcore even, if I can really stretch it. Like, this album also kind of felt like a generic metalcore album. So overall, the score of this album, the lowest score by far, and we're definitely going to have this on the worst album of the year list. 48 out of 100. Most of this album was just, this is an album that's a trial to get through. It really, really is. Like, it just, at one point it made me do this. This album caused that to happen. Why? Well, the shittiest album by far, and I probably say it probably will be for the year, unless somehow, some way, there's an album that comes out later in the year that's somehow worse than this. Until next time, I am ThrashManiac99, And may the shit be with you, because this shit just hit the fan.